After Maple Leafs prospect Roni Hirvonen finished up his final season in Finland, he joined the Toronto Marlies, but he couldn't play. The 2020 second-round pick joined Toronto from Finland, but couldn't play because he had an upper body injury that he was nursing throughout the remainder of the season that the Marlies had. But Hirvonen, who's now 21 years of age, was still able to learn a few things while being in the AHL.
Well, just the normal things, how we do stuff, and I think that helped me a lot to come here and start the season here when I was here, and get to know everyone. Training on the ice, I feel that I got the improvement during the 5 weeks I was here after my season in Finland, and I feel that I'm more ready to come here now.
This is Hirvonen's first time at Maple Leafs development camp, and although he might be one of the older players in the group, there's still a lot for him to learn.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun to see all the staff and coaches and players again here, and having some fun on the ice and improving. We get to know each other. It's we can have better chemistry on the ice and even more fun, better jokes, and more competition.
The 21-year-old had a strong final season with HIFK in the Finnish Elite League, scoring 15 goals and adding 13 assists in 57 games. And now it might not seem like a point total that's really high. He has said that he's gotten a lot more mature, stronger, and faster. But Hirvonen too also believes that his shot has improved a lot.
I'm a playmaker, and I don't really have that big of weaknesses, and I can play in every situation on the ice, and I think that's my biggest strength.
One of the big questions at Maple Leafs development camp, though, was what assistant GM Dr. Haley Wickenheiser thought about Hirvonen's game in Finland and what she hopes to see when he plays for the Marlies next season.
I think he's made significant progress, and really the credit goes to Roni. He's been very open to the ideas that we've thrown at him from a development staff. Changed a little bit about his posture, his stick, his approach to the game, and working a lot with Thomas Pacino over in Europe. A more confident guy. He's more powerful and explosive. I think he had a very long season last year where they played almost 11 months, so he's catching up off the ice in terms of conditioning and training, which will be the biggest thing for Roni because he's a competitor. He's got a good head on him and sees the ice fairly well.
After development camp ends, Hirvonen will go back to Finland for a little bit before coming back to Toronto right before the season begins for training camp. One of the things he wants to do back home is work on his skating more, and he also wants to fish, which is one of his favorite hobbies.
Finland, about 10 kilos pike, and when I was here last summer, I think the salmon I caught was probably the same size.
Fishing is a hobby that takes a lot of patience, but what is it that fishing brings to Hirvonen that's why he likes it so much?
When you finally get that fish that you are trying to caught, and it's just so good a feeling when you have a fish on hook.
For the 21-year-old coming into a new country where English isn't his first language, it can be pretty difficult. It could be pretty scary too, especially for a hockey player who's going into a dressing room where English is their first language and he only knows mostly Finnish. But for Hirvonen, there is one player that the Marlies had who stuck around that was from Finland that joined the Marlies this past season, and that was Topi Niemela.
Well, it's been nice. We're good friends, and I've known him since I was a kid, and we're really good friends, and it's so nice to have him here with me. I think it's easier to come into the room when my English isn't that good that I could speak as good as I speak Finnish, so it's nice to speak some Finnish in between too.
Aside from everything else though, Hirvonen is just excited to come to Toronto this fall and begin his first pro season in North America.
Well, most looking forward for the games, and really excited to start the next season here. First year for me outside Finland, and I'm just so excited and honored to get to play here.
Now that is it for this video. If you did enjoy this video on Hirvonen at development camp, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe as well if you're enjoying the content, and leave a comment down below of what you're thinking of the video so far from development camp. It's been an interesting time. I've written a few articles at the Hockey News that I'll link below. I was also on TSN 1050 today talking a little bit about development camp as well as who could make the jump from the Marlies to the Maple Leafs next season. I'll link that below as well. That, though, is where I'm going to end off today's video. Again, if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. If you really enjoyed it, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video, which should be soon, on another player from Leafs development camp.